Hello, can you hear me? Am I on? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. If you're tuning in, give me a like and give me a heart. I know you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. This is technology. Let me know if you can hear me and give me a heart, give me a like. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out about how the technology works in the back end. So yeah, let me know. Hopping on now if you can hear me, see me. Okay. Let me just double check. Hopefully you can see me and hear me okay. All right, I think so. Why don't we get started? So let me know if you can hear me, see me okay. Give me a yes, give me something in the chat. I want to make sure I can see the chat as well, hopefully. Like trying to navigate everything. So okay. So let me know, type in the chat if you can see me, hear me. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and get started. So, welcome to day 2 of the master class of how to unlock your wealth within. So, if you were able to join us yesterday, we talked about yesterday. Let me just do a quick review, okay? So, one thing that I went over yesterday, and one thing that the theme of this master class is that we all have infinite potential within us, right? Hence, the name of the masterclass is Unlocking Your Wealth Within. Hello, hello. Can you give me a thumbs up or heart if you can hear me, see me okay? I'm trying to make sure you can hear me and see me. Appreciate it. Let me know where you're tuning in, who you're tuning in. I can't see chats coming in now, so I want to make sure. Okay? All right. Hopefully you can see me and hear me. So, like I was saying yesterday, I was talking about the infinite potential that's within you, right? And I want you to ask yourself, if today is your first time, catching us, then I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you believe that you have infinite potential within you? Yes, no, maybe, or I'm not sure. So let me know in the chat. Do you agree that you have infinite potential within you? Yes, no, maybe. So and I shared this yesterday that I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis. And every time when I ask that question, nobody would tell me saying that, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that I have infinite potential. Not one person. Okay. So what does that mean? That means everybody agrees that we all have infinite potential within us, right? But the second question is, How do you bring it out? How do you bring out the infinite potential within you? If you can take a guess. Was that something that you were taught in school? Like how to bring out your infinite potential within you? Were you taught in school on how to do that? Most likely no. I know we have some people tuning in on Facebook. We also have people tuning in from YouTube. So I want to make sure I'm checking it, every places. So yeah. So most likely the answer is no. That you were not taught this in school, right? So if that's the case, then there's a disconnect, right? So you can tell me, yes, I have infinite potential within me, but then if I ask you, do you know how to bring it out? Most people will say no. And that's the reason why we're here doing on this workshop, so that I'm here to share with you. There are three steps on how you can start to unlock those wealth within. Three steps, three simple steps. So just to do a recap, okay, and then you can write this down. Let me see if I can share the workbook real quick. This is this is something we can do. Sure, see if I can do this. Oh, not be able to share. Maybe I'm not able to share my screen. Hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me, if you're tuning in. If today is your first time tuning in, or you actually joined us yesterday. Let me know. And I'm trying to figure out how to bring the the workbook to the screen. I may not be able to do it. Yeah, I don't think my computer is letting me. Okay, that's fine. So you want to write this down. There are three things. Okay, so there are three steps actually on how to unlock your wealth. So number one is, you want to write this down. Number one, anytime when you try to change something, okay, whether that's change something in the results in your business, you want to change something in your relationship, or you want to change something, your health, right, your personal, or your financial, for example. Okay. Anytime when you go out and make changes, number one, the first step is always awareness. Write that down. Awareness. You have to become aware of something in order to change, right? If you are not aware of something, how can you change it? You can't. You have to be aware of something. So, for example, I'll give you an example. I'll take income, right? Because income is easy and it's universal. Everybody can apply. Okay. So, for example, if currently I'm located in the U.S., so I'm going to use USD. If currently you're earning $50,000 a year, the reason why you're earning $50,000 a year is because you're not currently aware of how to earn $50,000. That's it. Think about it. If you are aware of how to earn $50,000 a month, do you think you would have done it? Yes or no? Do you think if you knew how, you would have done it? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. Yeah, I see from uh, people typing in on YouTube. Absolutely, right? So the reason why you're not earning 50K a month is because you're not aware. So then your job is to gain awareness so that you know how. Okay, and that goes with everything. If you want to have a romantic relationship, or if you want to have, I don't know, like six pack, for example, right? A physical physique, right? You just become aware of how to have a six pack. Simple. So number one is awareness. Make sure you have that down. Number two then is alignment, which I'm gonna be going over that today. Okay, so I'm breaking this down by day one, day two, and day three. So what is alignment? I want to write that down. Alignment is so that you align yourself internally with what you say you want and what you're actually doing. Does that make sense? Alignment is aligning what you say you want with your action. Okay, that's alignment. That's number one. The second part to that, which I'm going to go over today, is letting go of who you were for who you can become. That's actually the quote. If you have the workbook, not able to bring up the workbook, but if you have the workbook, that's actually the quote for today, for day two, which is let go of who you were for who you can. Because if you hold on to who you were in the past, what's going to happen is you're just going to recreate more of the same, right? So this is the saying by Albert Einstein. He says that if you do the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different result, that's the definition of what? Insanity. How can you expect to be doing the same thing over and over again to get a different result? So think about the results in your life right now. Okay, it could be financially, could be relationship, could be health, whatever it is. If take a look at the results you want, if you don't currently have it, then what you need to do is to change who you are to get a different result. Okay, so I'm gonna go in more about that today in alignment. Okay, so number two, alignment. Number three, the third step is anybody know? I went over this yesterday. Okay, so someone said attraction. Yes, attraction. That's right. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the word law of attraction, right? So attraction is actually a law of the universe. So write that down first, and then I'm gonna go into details tomorrow. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that today, but write that down for tomorrow. Attraction. So I'm gonna repeat that. Number one is awareness. You have to become aware of certain things, certain ideas, right? Certain concepts. And the most important thing that you need to understand is who you are, who you are as a human being. Okay? So that's awareness. That's why yesterday I went in to talk about the different concepts of self, right? I cover self worth, self confidence, self esteem, self image, and self love, right? All different. Even though they're very similar, but they're actually all different. And so if you missed yesterday's teaching, I recommend you going back to really understand the concept of self. And then today we're going to elaborate on that. Okay, so let's talk about alignment. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at my screen because I don't have the workbook pulled up. So I will have to actually do that. Okay. So hopefully you guys have the workbook pulled up. Um, it's actually right inside the Facebook group. Okay, all right. So let's start off with a quote. You gotta let go of who you were for who you could become, right? Like I just said. So the first question you want to ask yourself is, are you ready? Are you ready to let go of who you were, right? Who you were, past tense. So you're no longer that person. Are you willing to let go of all the identities, all the, some of the experiences, some of the, your learnings, right? Your beliefs for who you can become in the future. That is so, so important. Because if you continue to hold on to who you were, then you are going to create more of the same. Nothing is going to be different. So when I talk about letting go, there's actually one word that I wanted to discuss, and that is the word sacrifice. Write that down. Write down the word sacrifice. In order for you to have different results, you got to be able to sacrifice something. So when I talk about the word sacrifice, I want to make sure that you have the right understanding. So when I talk about sacrificing, think about this. At any given time, your life is always full. Hey, for people that are just jumping on, let me know if you can give me a heart. Oh, Victor. Oh, I see you. Oh, finally. I couldn't see the chat. Awesome, awesome. Okay, now I can see. Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you, thank you. Yes, the word sacrifice. So what does the word sacrifice mean? The word sacrifice means giving something of a lower nature for something of a higher nature. So write that down. Giving up something of a lower nature for a higher nature. So most people think that I actually thought about this too. I thought that okay, in order for me to be successful, I have to sacrifice my time with my loved one. Who else actually thought about that, right? So some people will say, oh, you know, my kids are most important for me. So I'm gonna give up my goals and dreams to be able to spend time with my kids. So that's not the type of sacrifices I'm talking about here. Because I'm not asking you to sacrifice your time with your kids. Because think about it, the reason why you want to be more successful or earn more money is so that you can have time freedom with your kids, right? So when I talk about sacrifices, this is what I want you to think about. Sacrifice is giving something that's not helping you. For instance, if you're someone who watches Netflix, okay, nothing wrong with Netflix, but if you continue to spend your time watching Netflix instead of watching some uh, learning, for example, reading, right, learning something to improve yourself. That's what sacrifice means, actually. So instead of watching, you know, aimlessly Netflix, it's like every Friday, every day, for example. If you can switch that and then maybe get out a book and start reading the book, you see? So you're letting go of something of the lower nature for something of a higher nature. And that's what I'm talking about here. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. In order to get the results you want, you've got to sacrifice something. I'll give you an example. If you want to have more money, who here actually wants to have more money? Let me know in the chat. If you want to have more money, give me a thumbs up. Hmm, I see yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. If you want to have earn more money, then what do you gotta do? You have to let go of the mindset or the belief that about the scarcity mindset, that money is hard to earn, that you don't have enough money, that money is hard to earn, right? Yeah, Victor, more money, yes to more money. Awesome. So you have to let go of the scarcity mindset around money. You see that? If you want to be healthier, okay, if that's your goal, then you have to let go of someone who doesn't exercise and who eats junk food all the time, right? It's very easy to understand, no? Right? So the question, I want you to write this down is, are you willing? Are you willing to let go of who you've been or who you become? Are you willing? Like, you have to be at least willing, then you're willing to change, right? If you're not even willing, then you don't even have to talk about it. You don't even need to know the how, right? First question is, are you willing, right? The reason is also because if you're willing, then you'll find a way. The saying that if there's a will, there's a way, right? That's exactly. All right. So moving forward. So the second step is I mentioned just now is alignment. So write that down. This is your book. Yes, yes, I see you, Victor. You're willing and you're ready. That's what I'm talking about, right? And that's why you're here showing up. Yeah, awesome. So I'm just going through the workbook now since I can't pull it up. So the first question is the second step. What I meant to mention is alignment. So make sure you write that down. Alignment. And there are two parts to alignment, and they both start with the letter R. Can anyone guess what these two parts are? I know it's a long shot, but maybe you know. In order to let go, what's the R? What's the first R? It's relating to letting go. Yes. So the first R, I'll tell you guys, the first R is actually release. Release. Write that down. In order for you to start being in alignment, you have to first release. You have to release, meaning letting go of the old identity, the old disempowering beliefs, the old excuses of why you think you can't, right? Oh, you don't understand. It's because, my childhood. Or you don't understand because this and that. People always have excuses for things, right? Yeah, really. So you got to be able to let go of all these things. So then the second part comes in, which is the second R stands for rewire or reprogram. Either or, it starts with R. So rewire or reprogram. What you need to do is you have to let go of all the limiting beliefs that you were growing up with that people would teach you, maybe from parents, from outside circumstances. Okay, you have to let that go first, and then you can rewire, reprogram the new set of beliefs, right? New set of belief system of how you want it to be. Yeah, perfect. So, and I'm gonna show you how, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to do that. How do you release and how do you rewire? Okay, so stick with me till the end, and I'll show you the how. So, number three, this question is blank is a feeling of permanent awareness. Ooh, give you some time to think about it. And this is something that everybody is using every single day. Every single day you say this. Okay? Once I say it, you'll know what I mean. Write this down. The word I am is a feeling of permanent awareness. And I'll explain what that means. So write it down. I am a feeling of permanent awareness. So what does that mean? Okay? Have you ever caught yourself saying, "Oh, I'm not this person. I don't do that." Anyone? Have you ever said that before? That I'm not this and that. That's not me, right? When you say that, you're actually shifting your own identity. You're saying that that's not who you are. But guess what? You can change that. You can change that. So maybe you are someone who said, "Oh, I'm an introvert," for example. Okay. Does that mean you're going to be an introvert for the rest of your life? Yes or no? If you're saying like, "Oh, I'm not good with math," okay, can you change that? Yes or no? Yes, yes, right. You can change that. You see? So anything that you put under "I am" is what you think you are. So every time when you say something, it brings that awareness to you, okay? But it can be changed what you put afterwards. I'll go into a little bit deeper after this, okay? But I just wanted to at least let you become aware of what when you, every time when you say "I am," this is what's happening. Good. So number number four. Okay. So what I want to talk about: how do you release everything? Everything in this world, everything operates by different laws. Okay. If you've been to my previous workshops, you know, right? I've talked about the seven spiritual laws. So one of the laws, okay, is actually called law of forgiveness. You want to write that down. Law of forgiveness. And I tell you, this is one of the things that really help my clients to release release and let go of a lot of things is through this concept. Law of forgiveness. How do you raise your vibration? Law of forgiveness. Okay. So what does law of forgiveness say? Law of forgiveness says that it's when you hold on to something, it's actually not hurting the other person. It's actually hurting yourself. And when you forgive, and forgive, the word means let go completely. Okay? Write that down. Forgive means let go completely. So how are you able to let go completely? Forgive someone. Forgive some things that have happened to you. Let go completely. Are you able to do And I understand that there's some things sometimes horrible things happen to us um that sometimes it's not easy, right, to let go. But remember, you letting go is not for that person. It's actually for you. You want to write that down. When you forgive, it's actually for you, not for the other person. And when you start letting go, when you start to release that, you naturally raise your vibration. Naturally, you just go up. And the person and the things that you want to forgive, like it could be anything. It could be any incidences. It could be anybody in the past that have hurt you, wronged you, right? It also includes people that you've hurt in the past, right? Because growing up, there's are there going to be times where you might have hurt someone unintentionally? Yes, right? And then you wish that you didn't do that, right? So that's the reason why the person actually that you want to forgive the most is not other people. The person that you should forgive the most is actually yourself. You should actually forgive yourself. Most important. Right? And the reason why, this leads to what I was talking about yesterday, right? When I talked about yesterday, um, we were so hard on ourselves, right? We beat ourselves up, and we're actually the person that we need to love the most. So forgive yourself, okay? Forgive yourself for not knowing the things that you know now. Okay, so think about this, guys. At any given moment, you are always doing the best you can. Yes or no? Yes or no? At any given moment, you're always doing the best you can with the awareness that you have, right? Especially for parents. And I talk to a lot of my clients are parents that did that. Sometimes they feel bad. They feel guilty for not giving their kids the best that they can. But then after, I always ask them at that moment, where maybe like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 weeks ago, right? Yesterday, you're always giving them the best, right? The best school, the best shelter, the best resources. You're always doing the best you can. So the guilt, you gotta let go, be able to let go of the guilt and forgive yourself because you're always doing the best you can, right? So think about it when it comes to your parents. Like I did this. I remember I did this. I was, I became aware of certain things, and then I looked at my parents and I was say, oh, how come you didn't teach me this? How come you didn't do that, right? But it's not fair because they didn't know. I think about this, guys. Your parents or your teachers or things like that, they're always telling you the best they know, right? That they know how to earn money, that they know how to, make a living or things like that. They cannot teach you something that they don't know, okay? So maybe some of us hold on to the grudges, right? And this is where the forgiveness comes. You gotta be able to forgive them and forgive yourself. Okay? Very powerful. I'm telling you this law of forgiveness. Okay, so now I want to move into number 5. Okay, so these are the identities and labels. How you can start identifying what's been holding you back. Okay? And this is very unconscious. Some people don't even know that this is holding them back. So I want you to write this down. What are some of the things that you've been telling yourself, right? So remember I said, what have you been saying that I am what, right? So I give you an example on the workbook is that you can say that, oh, I'm an introvert, right? So I'm not good at communicating with people. I'm shy. That's a good excuse. So then, like for example, during work meetings or networking events, then you're just, you're the one that's shy away and not network with other people because you give yourself this identity and label that you're shy, you're introvert. Do you see? It's kind of like a way to chicken out, if you will. It's a way out. So, what are some of the labels and identities you've been telling yourself? Let's hear it. What are some of the things that you've been telling yourself? So you can, and this is the payoff, right? Oh, I'm not good with money, okay? If you hear people talk about that. Oh, I'm not good with money. Therefore, they spend money, right? And they're in debt because I don't have financial literacy. I'm not good with money, right? Or what are certain labels? Let's give an example. What are certain labels that people might say? Let's see. So or they can say, "Oh, I hope people don't say this, but oh, I'm a woman, right? So that's why there are no job opportunities for me." I don't know. What are some of the things that you've been saying to yourself or you hear people say? And it always starts, I'll give you a hint. It always starts with I am. I am this, blah blah blah. So therefore, okay? So that would be the paradigm. Okay? The paradigm is the beliefs that's been holding you back that you're not even aware of. So in order for you to release and rewire the new belief, you have to first become aware. Okay? So after you write whatever you write under question number 5, okay, you want to ask yourself this question: are you willing, right? Again, are you willing to let go of those beliefs? Are you willing? So I see Victor, right? He said yes, he's willing and ready. Like that's the attitude, right? Willing and ready. So if you're willing and ready to let go, then the next question is, how do you want to feel about yourself? If you say that, oh, I'm an introvert, but you would really want to be more sociable, right? You want to really be more outgoing, for instance. Okay, then you write that down. You really want to have more confidence in yourself, right? Who doesn't want to feel more confident? Everybody does. Everybody wants to feel more confident in themselves. So, number 7, go ahead and write down how you want to feel about yourself. Whether that's I want to feel more confident. Oh, there's the workbook. Thank you. Thank you, Sai. Awesome. Thank you. So, I am on question number 7. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. So now I can see. So for number 7 is how you want to feel about yourself. Okay, this is where you write down how you want to feel. Okay, so maybe you want to feel confident about yourself. You want to feel accomplished, right? You want to feel value. Okay, you want to be valued, for example. So write down however you want to feel here. Okay, under this section. Number 7. Okay, how you want to feel. Okay? And then let me share the truth with you. So yesterday I kind of talked about this a little bit, okay? But the truth of the matter fact is that you are a spiritual being. Therefore, you're actually limitless. Okay, that is the truth. So write that down. I'll give you some time to write it down. That's the truth. The truth is that you are infinite. What that means is you're limitless, right? So you can actually be and do and have anything you want. That's the truth. And you know the saying that the truth resonates, right? So ask yourself, when you hear me say that, does it resonate with you? Do you believe that you're limitless? Okay. Maybe your current results don't reflect that, but deep down inside, ask yourself intuitively, do you believe that? And I can tell you, it's going to be a yes, because that's the truth, right? The truth always feels good. Okay. That's how you know. When something that is going against your true nature, that's why you don't feel good, right? Yeah, do you believe that you're limitless? That's right. So that is the truth, right? So, and this is rewiring. What I'm doing here is to help you rewire your beliefs about who you think you are. Okay. Do you see that? First, you have to let go. Let go of who you think you were. Okay. Maybe, in the past, you didn't excel at school. Maybe, in the past, you didn't get good grades. Okay. And then maybe in the past, like money was always short. Okay. So those are all the things or circumstances that were in the past. Okay. But that doesn't define who you are. So in order for you to come to the truth of who you are, we gotta first let go. Okay. And I can tell you this, the letting go part is actually an everyday job. It's not like, oh, okay, yesterday I let go, then today I'm all good. Right? It's not like that. Right? Because it takes time. It's a habitual way of seeing yourself. It's a habitual way of thinking. Okay. So it will take some time, just so you know. Yeah, that's right. I love that. Circumstances don't define who you are. That's right. You define who you are, right? You are the creator of your life, not your circumstances. So if you think about it, all the successful people, it doesn't mean that they had no hardships in their lives. If you look at them, actually, to the contrary, they actually had a lot of hardships to be where they're at. So what's the difference? The difference is that they didn't allow those circumstances to change who they are. They actually use those challenges to fuel them, right? And you can do the same, right? It just like what I tell my clients. Just because you're learning about personal development, you're learning about yourself, you're learning about who you truly are, you're growing and you're shifting, you're getting results, doesn't mean that every day when you wake up it's rainbow and sunshine. It's not. It's not. Just like the lifespan, if you've seen this, right? Like when you're flat, then that means what? There's no life, right? So like the lifeline, life is up and down, just like the rhythm. Life goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, so There's going to be times when you go up, like everything is happening for you. You're having like great relationships, money is coming in, clients coming in, all that, right? But then guess what? There's going to be days and times when there's doesn't seems like everything is not going well, right? It's part of life, right? But it's like at here when you're at the bottom, right? How do you get yourself up? That's actually the work. That's the work. How do you get yourself up when things outside don't go as what you planned? Okay, and those are the days that are most important actually to pull yourself back up. Okay, and then the good news is if you feel like you've hit rock bottom, okay, I just say that you feel like, oh, like everything is just not going the way you planned. The good news is to that is the only way is up. You see, you cannot go down much more than that because you've hit rock bottom, right? So the only thing is to go up. Now is that your trajectory is to go up. Okay. So that's the truth. Okay. And I'm here to break that truth to you. So that is question number 8. Okay. So now what I want you to do is actually I want you to start creating. So this is the rewiring part. Okay. And again, take some time to work on this. This is not just a one-time thing, one day thing. You want to be able to continue to work on it. But you got to sit down and really think about what labels have you been giving yourself or giving others, right? Maybe in the past, maybe I'll give you an example. Like it's so subtle. Most people don't think about it, right? If in the past you had, I don't know, you didn't get good grades in school, right? And maybe your teacher or your parents tell you, oh, you're just not that very smart. You're not smart. You're not that smart compared to other people or compared to your peers. Maybe that stuck with you. That belief stuck with you, and you keep on telling you, oh, I'm just not that bright. I'm just not as good as other people, right? So when you grow up, that belief actually holding you back in all areas of your life. Okay, so we have to let go of that and we gotta rewire the new version of who you want to be. Okay, so that leads us to question number 9. Yes, question number 9. Yep. So how do you create a new vision based on the truth of who you are? Okay, so the truth now is that you are limitless, right? That you are infinite. That is the truth. So knowing that, how do you want to create your life? So I put down here, I believe six areas of your life. Yeah. So I want you to actually use this workbook to create the life you want in all areas. Okay. And what do I mean by all areas? Number 1 is financial. Okay, Sai, if you can move up a little bit, the workbook, so you can see. So the first area is financial. Okay. If today you are limitless, right? You are living your true potential. How will your finances look like? So write that down. How much money you want to earn? Is it 100,000? Is it 500,000? Million? Quarter million? Billion? I don't know, right? Now we're creating the future you want. So financially, how much money would you like to have? Okay, and when you're writing this, if the inner chatter comes in and said, "Oh, but how am I gonna do that?" Okay, for now, just put that aside. Okay, so do not allow that to influence who and what is it that you want. Make sense? Okay. So financially, okay, so that's the first one. The second part is your health. How would you want your health to be? right? You want someone who has energy all the time, right? Instead of, getting tired, lethargic. You want to have full strength and vitality, maybe, right? Or if you want to have certain, if you can actually go into more details, okay? You can actually say you want to have 10% body mass, right? Very detailed. You want to have six packs, okay? Things like that. You're limitless, right? What is it that you want to have when it comes to your health? So take some time to really think about it and write them down. And then the third one is, so we have finances, we have health, and the third one is relationships. Relationships, yep. How do you want your relationships to be? And that could be any kind of relationship, right? That could be relationship with yourself. That could be business relationships at work, right? In your business. It could be romantic relationships. It could be family and friends, right? Relationship with other people, right? As well as yourself. So maybe the relationship is harmony, right? There's harmony in your relationships. There's support in your relationships. It's loving, right? Honesty and all that. So write it out, right? Maybe maybe you don't have a loving relationship with some of the people in your lives, right? But right now we're writing out how you want it to be, okay? Not the way things are. This is how you want things to be. Okay, so relationships. So write down some what kind of relationships you would like to have. Okay, very good. Next one is lifestyle. Lifestyle. How do you want your lifestyle to look like? Think about it. You want your lifestyle to be full of freedom, choices, travel, luxury lifestyle, perhaps, opulent lifestyle, right? Being able to go anywhere, travel anywhere you want. Luxury, right? First class, maybe five stars hotels, fine dining, right? Maybe have a chauffeur or maybe have private jet. Why not, right? So this is exercise. I want you to just really stretch your imagination. Okay, why not? You're limitless, right? You have to be able to stretch your imagination. Okay, I know this, for some might be difficult because maybe you've never thought about it, right? Maybe you think it's outrageous to think about, oh, having jets and chauffeurs and things like that, right? But the thing is, and this is what's stopping you though, is because you think it's outrageous. You think it's out of reach for you. That's why it hasn't happened yet. But if you really think about it, okay, are there people in the world that are living that way? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. And what's the difference between you and those people? What is the difference between you and those people? The biggest difference is actually the difference in mindset. The difference in mindset. People will say, oh yeah, because they have the skill set, they know the right people, and they've been in the business for long. It's none of that. It's because their mindset. They believe that they can and they will, and that's why they have the life that they have. And maybe because you've never thought about it, you've never accepted the fact that it's possible for you. And that's why it hasn't happened yet. You see? So right now, all I want you to do is just write these down. Okay. So write them down of how you want it to be. Okay. Is there a last one? Yes, there's one more. So after lifestyle, it's spirituality and impact, right? Once you have the money you want, once you have the relationships that you have, once you live a life with full of abundance, then you know what happens after that is that most people want to help other people. They want to make an impact, right? So you can put down purpose. Oh, maybe there's one more, huh? Oh, there is one more. Okay. So the next one is spirituality and personal growth. Okay. So how do you want to develop yourself? That's the next one. Okay. So for example, um, how much personal development you want to put in yourself, right? How much money you want to invest in yourself. Okay. So I've I think last year I spent close to 100,000 in myself, investing in myself, right? To my growth and continue growing and coaching and things like that. Because I am the most important investment in my life and in my business, right? If I don't invest in myself, who am I going to invest? What else am I going to invest in? Who else is going to invest in me but me, right? No one else is going to invest in me but me. Okay. So spirituality and then also personal growth. Okay. That's the second to last one. So if you can help us pull up a little bit to show the last two. So the last two is spirituality and personal growth. And then the last one would be impact and purpose. Impact and purpose. So think about what kind of impact do you want, right? And what do you think would your purpose be? Your purpose. Okay? What kind of impact would you like to make, right? What kind of causes? And how do you know? Some people ask me, how do you know what my purpose is? Right? Follow your bliss. This is what I tell them. Follow your bliss. So follow things that resonate with you. Follow things that you're interested in, right? So some people maybe they're interested in I don't know, cooking, for example, right? Then they wanted to contribute in that sense, right? Some people are feel connected to kids, right, or orphanages, right? Then that's the impact that they make. So it's gonna be different for everybody. Okay, it might be the same, but most likely it'll be different depending on what your heart resonates with, right? So I've shared with you guys is that for me is about animals. It's about helping animals finding homes, right? So that's always been the one of the biggest causes, right? I also contribute to other causes, but for me, maybe because I have a dog. Maybe that's the reason why I resonate with animals. I don't know, right? So find a cause that you feel, just drawn to, right? You naturally drawn to something, okay? You know. Okay. So you want to write that down and write that in as to what kind of impact you want to make in that category, okay? And that could be your purpose as well, right? So oh wow, it's top of the hour already. Okay. So that would be your assignment for today. Okay, this is how I want you to start aligning, right? The second step is alignment. Start to aligning with who you are while letting go of the past or things that no longer serve you. Okay, very good. So thanks for tuning in or catching the replay. And tomorrow I'm going to go into the last step. Okay, I'm going to talk about law of attraction. So you don't want to miss it. Okay, so this is 3 steps altogether, right? So you don't want to miss any day. And if you do, just go back and catch the replay. Okay. With that, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you the same time tomorrow. Bye.